There is a lot of stuff to do in TF2. But there is also a lot of stuff that you probably shouldn't do. And I know there's no like specific rule set in this game, but there's a lot of stuff that honestly the whole community just doesn't do and doesn't like it when people do. So today we're going to talk a little bit about them, so hopefully you don't get caught out. And honestly, some of these are pretty obvious. Really quickly before the video starts, I just want to remind you guys that if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you could click the button down below and go ahead and do that, I'd really appreciate it. It's been insane on the channel the last couple of days. Anyway, things you shouldn't do in TF2. I really don't like that rhymes. The first thing is don't delete achievement hats. I mean, you can if you want, I guess, but you might regret it. I did it before, and I regret not actually having some of the hats that I could have owned now. Even if I wouldn't have worn them or anything like that, it's a good reminder of when you started TF2 and, you know, when you had all of these achievement hats and they were the only things that you actually owned. I mean, if you really don't think you will ever care about hats, then go for it, I guess. But if you're just deleting them to make space for weapons that you probably will never use, you may as well just keep the hat. This is especially true if you've gotten some of the achievement hats that you can't actually get anymore. If you delete those, you literally can't get them again unless you contact Valve and they are nice enough to give it back to you, but I'm not sure how often they do that anymore, honestly. I managed to get my gibbous back because that was the only one I actually remembered deleting, and I'm pretty sure there was a couple more that I just don't have now. The next thing is you shouldn't be trying as hard when you have a bot on your team. You need to be trying to prioritize kicking the bot because honestly, it just ruins the whole game for everyone else. The amount of people that I see use the bots to cap points and then kick the bot is insane, and honestly, it's a little bit scummy as well to use a stupidly unfair advantage of having a literal robot on your team who can instantly kill most of the enemies to cap a point, and then you kick them after you've got the point and all of your defenses set up and all of the advantages. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't sit right with me. As soon as you notice a bot, you should stop and try and kick it. At least that's my take on the whole thing. I don't like it when people have a bot on their team and they're still playing like there's thousands of dollars on the line in the game. You're not playing for money here. You're in a casual server. Please just kick the bot so everybody else can actually play the video game. The next thing you shouldn't do is scream at your team in voice or text chat. It really doesn't matter. I personally have both disabled, so if you're screaming at me, I can't hear you or I can't read what you're saying, so you're just wasting your time. Getting tilted is completely normal, and I get it when your team are idiots and you want to tell them, but honestly, it will only make the game worse for you if you keep getting mad at them. Then you really won't get what you want, and the cycle continues until you leave the game, or the game ends with everyone being angry at each other, which could have been avoided. Like, it's really easily avoidable. You can get angry, but just don't show your team that you're angry at them, if that makes sense. Sometimes I get annoyed while I'm live streaming TF2, but I don't actually type anything in the chat or say anything in the voice chat. I mention it on stream because I'm annoyed at it, and then I try and move on and I try and play a little bit better, so I don't need to rely on my team. That very rarely works though. Next up, the next thing you shouldn't be doing is begging people for free stuff. It's annoying. People have worked for hours and hours sometimes to get all of their items, and you're just asking them for their hard-earned stuff is just rude, and it makes you look super lazy. It's even worse when you don't actually know this person, or you just send a trade offer with no context to it whatsoever. I know some people might not get that it's rude, but it is rude to ask people for their stuff unless you're trading with them and you want to offer your own items for it, but just asking people for free stuff really gets to me. The amount of trade offers I decline every single day where somebody's trying to get free stuff off me without actually saying anything in a trade offer is ridiculous, and honestly, it gets a bit annoying, especially when it's like the same couple of names every single time, trying to get a bunch of different items, like you don't notice that they've sent you one before. I don't know what you're hoping to achieve there, gotta be honest with you. And finally, the last thing that you shouldn't be doing in TF2, and probably the most obvious thing that you shouldn't be doing in TF2, is cheating. There's a much bigger sense of accomplishment of you actually working to get better at the game, getting all the kills yourself and becoming a better player. If you just get a program to do it for you, I think it does the opposite of what you might think it does for your image. Like, you might think you're really good and you're really cool, but you're really not. I don't think there's any other way to say it, but yeah, it just makes you look like a loser. I don't know if it's just me, but I have never got the appeal of cheating in a video game. I've never seen the point of it. Like, what's the point of having the game if you're just going to make a computer do it all for you? Like, you may as well just play the game yourself, because then you're actually getting enjoyment out of the game and you're getting some worth out of it. I don't know, just don't cheat. I think it really is just that simple. So anyway, that is going to do it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you go ahead and leave a like on it, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd really appreciate that. I will also be live streaming when this video goes live, so if you want to come along to that, there'll be a link in the description or in my pinned comment if I remember to do it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching the video, guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.